Good morning, everybody. Welcome back to Winning the Morning. It's day 2. So I'm doing this one a little bit differently. So let's get into it. My gratitudes for today. Olodumare, love, family, faith, children, work, Mayabwe, and life. My affirmations for today. I am love. I am beautiful. I am humble. I am grateful. I'm a warrior. I'm a hunter. I'm impactful. I'm influential. I am healthy. I am powerful. I am wealthy. And I'm shameless. So my personal development, I'm taking it from a phone conversation I had with my abuela. And reflecting on my conversation that I had with her really makes me sit back and really look at where I am in my life and how my excuses outweigh my why. My grandmother is going to be 94 years old, and a few months ago was not looking too hot, and she was unable to do much and unable to knit was her favorite thing to do. Today, she is totally feeling better and said to me that, she started to knit again, and that was one of her things that she was just not willing to give up or give into, to losing. And that conversation I had just really hit home and just made me want to do this a little bit differently, because reflecting on the past personal development videos I've been watching is that, I've come to realize when you're full of excuses, you are the product of the very thing you do not want to be. And I am that right now. I am fully the product of a weight loss surgery patient that failed weight loss surgery. In the beginning, that was the first thing I instilled in my brain of not wanting to be, and I became that very thing because I started to come up with excuses. And when your excuses outweigh your why, you have to reevaluate why you're doing whatever it is that you're doing, whether it's living healthier or being more present with your family or whatever it is, making more money, whatever it is. When your excuses start outweighing your why, you have to reevaluate and you have to really, really dig into yourself to figure out what is your real why. Why are you getting up every morning? Like, what's the truth? Like, what is it that motivates you and keeps you going, and when life gets tough, just like makes you move forward? Like, what is it? And when your excuses outweigh that, then do you have to really think about, is that really the reason why I'm doing this? Like, is it really to just so that I'm not this or I'm not that? Like, one thing I used to say prior to weight loss surgery is that I refuse to be like my mother. And even though that might hurt and confuse many people, there is a reason why I say that. And you can say that is like my why. I refuse to be like my mother. I really do. Mentally, physically, emotionally, I refuse to be her. Not discrediting her, not being ungrateful for her. I just refuse to be the woman she's presently being. And I refuse to have that as my future. And my excuses cannot outweigh that, because they don't at the end of the day. Because when I start to allow my excuses to outweigh my why, which was me, I want to be a healthier me. No, at the end of the day, I'm just going to be blunt about it. I don't want to be like my mom. who's over 400 pounds, that has all these chronic illnesses, that is unable to recover from sicknesses regularly because of her weight. Like, I refuse to be emotionally attached to a man that doesn't love me, or I refuse to, give my life to another person and not myself. And I know that sounds horrible because she's my mom, but that is the truth. Doesn't mean my mother is a horrible person and she was a horrible mother. She taught me a lot within the good and the bad. And that is why I say I refuse to be like my mom presently. And my excuses don't touch that at all. My excuses touch the better version of myself. The excuses outweigh me. But at the end of the day, when I start feeling like I am becoming her, I snap back into it. So my real reason of why I'm doing what I'm doing is so I don't become like her. And maybe one day I'm able to inspire her to look at herself and to really want to live for herself. In our culture, it is not, you live for your family, but you need to live for your family. So it was a reflection out of a conversation I had with my abuelita. And I needed to have that conversation with her. And that took my personal development time because she's been on this earth for 94 years, and there is nothing more knowledgeable than a woman that has lived through revolutions, that has lived through tons of family trauma, who has lived and been teachers and lived and been pharmacists, who has lived to been well off, to living out of the streets and living and feeding off of mangoes and starvation and human trafficking and everything. Like, she is my walking personal development. And I am beyond grateful for my abuelita. That's my personal development. Love you.